ntomfihla uzuzamile uzuzame yonke into.
Oh, bethunana.
Unje yenza kanjani into enjena ngini? Uyenza kanjani into enjena kumuntu ohlabisana? Uthanda njani lolu? Awungakulona.
Again, check apha if kusakhithiwe ngoba kusekule umhlophe phantsi. Yho, hayi mntana bawo, yathakathwa straight. No more snow. Hi guys, so good morning. Today's video is about being a Tefl teacher, obviously, and I've been getting quite a few questions from people on different platforms. I've been a Tefl teacher for a year now, oh my god, and it's nearly time for me to go home on vacation. I cannot wait, Sana. Hey! La South Africans jonga. Okay, but anyway, okay, I'll just tell you the steps that I went through, and they're more or less the same with everybody. Into yokuqala ufuneka uyazi into yokubana awuzukwazi uzofundisa uzosebenza eChina ungenayo i-degree. So you can start with that, right? Degree in any subject. I think the rules are changing a little bit now depending on the province that you'll be working in. But a degree is a must. And if you have a degree in education, then it's a bonus. Another thing that you must do to accompany your degree is have a TEFL. So you need to do a minimum of 120 hours. So there are various institutions that offer TEFL courses. You can choose the one of your desire. I'm gonna leave a link to the institution that I use for my TEFL. Okay, and I did one, and they also have great specials. I did 120, and then they gave me a bonus of 20 hours. Now, that bonus isn't just like, here you are, 20 hours, but I actually had to study that 20 hours. So I have a total of 140 TEFL hours, okay? So there are lots of groups on Facebook, but also I recommend speaking to people that are teaching overseas, you know, because you don't know who's tricking you, you don't know who of the agents on these various Facebook groups are real and who are phonies, right? I was fortunate to find an agent who was fantastic to me. I'll also leave details to that company as well. So I'll also leave links to the pages that have legitimate job posts being posted all the time. So it'll be easier for you to find a job overseas, because there's nothing worse than it's not bad out of nowhere. I'm actually willing to work towards it and put in the effort, right? You don't know which avenues to take. So yeah, I'll leave the links below. Okay, so I started by going into a Facebook group and just like writing, hey, I'm looking for a job. These are the qualifications that I have. Okay, obviously your degree and your TEFL, right? And so I got contacted by my agent, who happens to be really amazing. And from then onward, I was just like given job posts. And what I liked about him is that he's in South Africa. That's another thing that I would recommend. You know, I feel if you have an agent who is in your country, who is South African, if you're South African, you can build a rapport together, right? And that person will always have your best interests at heart. I'm not saying that other agents don't care about you. Of course they do, it's their job. But there has been the rare occasion. In fact, it's not even that rare, guys. I have heard some horror stories. Wow. I'm lucky, actually, but none of this has happened to me. So yeah, get yourself a good agent. Like I say, speak to people who are already here in China, who are working, and they'll guide you. Then you start the interview process. All your interviews are done online, you guys. You're not going to go to an office somewhere, and you're not going to fly to China for an interview. All of your interviews are done online with either the foreign affairs, the first point of contact in the school, the foreigner teacher recruiting agent, or your agent is just going to vouch for you, which happens a lot of the time, right? You're never ever gonna speak directly to the principal, because often cases the principal doesn't really know how to speak English. So ningayothuki nale uba hayibo khange ndithethe neprincipal. Mna I was like, hey sana, because bengazi into ne mhlawumbe ndixela abantu buyo hayi mna uprincipal wam khangafuni nokuthetha nam nje uve wabona i-CV yam waqomba ndifuna lo. Kanti no babes, it has nothing special about me. It's just that you speak to the agent who is directly linked to the school, and they're the ones that vouch for you, and they just like ship you off to the school to get started once all your paperwork is done. Okay, I'm not going to advise you too much on the whole interview process. I think that's a video for another day. But anyway, once you've found isikolo, okay, yeah, ngiyasithanda, contract yakhona iyavakala and all of that, then you and your agent will start working on all your paperwork. So there are certain people that deal just especially with just your paperwork, which is the notarization and authentication of your paperwork. That is your degree, your TEFL, your police clearance, and your health checkup. Okay, so that process doesn't take long. I think for everything it should not take more than a month, you guys, for you to get all your paperwork done. But it also depends on when you're doing your work, because if you're doing your stuff during the December season, which is when a lot of people do it, because the intake in China, like the peak season is in March, so abantu are usually free to do stuff in December. People are wrapping up the year, blah blah blah, all of that. But then you also need to realize that all of these government agencies that handle paperwork, nababaya offer, right? They go on vacation and they only start looking at people's paperwork in January. So bear that in mind. Rather just wait until January to send all your stuff through and have it done within a month. Okay, with me, I'm from a small town which is far away from the major cities in my country. It's far from Joburg, far from Pretoria, far from Cape Town, Kokstad, right? So my police clearance took about 7 weeks to wait for while everything else was done. So yeah, if you're fortunate enough, you'll find yourself an agent who will help you with all of that. You should. It shouldn't be a hassle, and you just need to pay a small fee. And look, guys, no matter how much you're paying, I think it's always worth it, because you're gonna come here and you're gonna make that money back within a month. Anyway, trust me. That's why money is meant to be spent, because it's gonna come back to you anyway. Okay, that's the notarization or authentication of all your stuff, which is gonna be sent through to the school via email. So you keep the original copies. Then there's the whole visa process. So from their side, they're also going to be working on your visa application. Right now, on your side, you're going to have to be working on your visa. So I did my whole visa application in Durban, right? So I went to apply. So you need to take listen, plenty of photos. Don't go there unprepared. You need to take your ID, your passport. Take all your paperwork, your degree, your TEFL, your photocopies, and if you already have your stuff notarized, just take it. Just take all of it, because the last thing you need is to go there, wait in a long queue just to be rejected because you have one item missing, right? So they'll assist you with all of that. Then you leave. If visa yako ayifumani ngoko nangoko, okay, you need to wait for about a week or so, depending, like I said again, the time of year. I needed to wait like a week and a half, because I did all of my stuff like during that awkward December, January period, right? And also, like, there's the whole Chinese New Year thing you need to take into consideration, that I'm a China now, like after the South Africans have had their whole festive season vibe, the Chinese people have theirs after that. So there's this like 1 month, 2 month period where you're sort of in limbo, because there's a month in South Africa where everything is shut down, and then there's a month here in China where everything is shut down. But don't panic, okay? Everything of yours will happen in due time. Because abantu, get so freaked out about, yo, ngoku, into ethile is not happening, so just calm down, and it's good to have somebody to speak to. Every day with my agent, but no matter how small the thing is, this and that, and the next thing You always need a good support system, guys, otherwise you'll lose your shit. Like, that's how I was feeling at some point, because I was really anxious. I really wanted to just go, you know, but you need to be patient during the entire period. Okay, so after that week of waiting for my visa, I needed to go there. And I thought that I had been visa but I still needed to pay another $500. Oh my god. I'll actually leave a list of my expenses in the description, so please do read that so that you have a rough idea of how much you'll be spending. It's different according to the agents that you'll be using. So I'm sure sometimes it'll be a little bit cheaper or sometimes a little bit more expensive, depending on who you use. But as far as their services are concerned, I don't think there's anything that sets them apart from each other. It's just that, unlike us lay people, they know the procedures much better than we do, and they get things done quickly. And unfortunately, I was silly, you know, because I hadn't done that whole visa thing before. So as soon as I had just applied for my visa, I went and I bought my ticket. No, don't do that. Wait until you've actually received your visa, you know, and you see it in your passport. Only then should you make plans to start buying tickets and all of that. Your school will understand, because by that point they need you to come. So whether I'm going to be there in 2 weeks or I'm going to be there in a month, they will wait for you, okay? And that gives you enough time to buy an affordable ticket. Because it's all new and you're not really familiar with what's going on, it's going to seem like a lot and it's going to be a little bit confusing, but it's good to be on Facebook groups or whichever groups that will serve as a support system to you. Or maybe you can find somebody that you can communicate about the process, because they'll be able to speak you through everything that you need to do, like give you the do's and don'ts, right? But one thing that's a big don't, you guys, is panicking. Don't panic. Once you get to China, more often than not, you'll have somebody waiting for you at the airport, okay? I'll advise you, before you leave South Africa, make sure that you have WeChat and that your loved ones at home also have WeChat, so that you can communicate immediately as soon as you get here. You know, I know a lot of South Africans, especially black South Africans, have got this hyper paranoia about traveling and being away from home. Guys, don't always think of the worst case scenario. Yes, there are those stories, you know, but don't always think that it's going to happen to you, you know. 9 times out of 10, you'll always find somebody who's willing to help you, okay? Abantu abaninzi are afraid of leaving home because what if or what if things go wrong? Don't be that person. Always step out into the world with a positive attitude. The best thing you can do is to get yourself WeChat, so that as soon as you arrive here, you can communicate with them and just say, okay, I have landed. So-and-so is picking me up. Take a picture, send it to them, you know, just to give them that sense of calm. Guys, this is all legitimate. And let me tell you, the second you ufumana visa yako, right, everything is above board, you know. But when you're speaking to a school that's going to say, no, come on a different visa, come on a tourist visa, blah, 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 don't do it. Make sure that your visa is a Z visa, which is a work visa. Don't ever come here on a tourist visa or a business visa or whatever it is that people might convince you to come here with. Once your agent starts speaking like that, just know that, nah, this person doesn't have my best interests at heart. That shit will get you into trouble. China, and nobody will care about you. But on the upside is China. I'm kidding. Don't do it. Just don't do it. In China, you are. Make sure everything you do is legal, guys. Don't, like I said before, don't try and come here on a diploma and think you're gonna work some shit out. No. Babes. First and foremost, vula ingqondo. And don't be that desperate that you're willing to put your life at risk, because that's exactly what you'd be doing if you come here and get backdoor, babes. Okay, so back to the airport. Confirm with isikolo sakho. Hey, will I have somebody picking me up at the airport? They'll say yes or they'll say no or whatever. They'll talk you through everything. And then they'll accompany you to your apartment. And then from then on, guys, like, you're official, you know? Actually just got interrupted by a phone call. You guys, I think for now I'll just leave it there. But if you have any questions, please do feel free to mail me, text me. I'll be more than happy to give you any advice that I have. Coming to China is a wonderful opportunity, and you'll be able to fulfill so many of your dreams by coming here. You'll be able to travel, you'll meet amazing people, and also you'll be able to take care of your responsibilities back home. We need to face the facts and understand that back home it's not that easy for us to get work, you know, and when we do get work, they pay us peanuts. Come to China, you guys. Come teach TEFL.